Want to be a guest on a future episode of Create, Build, and Manage Daily? Email us at interviews@biztv.com.
Ayris T. Scales wants to help you increase operational efficiency, maximize organizational impact, and drive stronger connections. She is the founder of Able Vision, and she joins us tonight via Zoom. Ayris, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Talk about your unique background. You have worked in the public, nonprofit, and corporate worlds.
I have. And, I think it was that experience that actually led me to wanting to step out and actually launch Able Vision. The fact that I've been serving in so many different capacities, I like to say I'm a business that helps businesses. And so it was really a great, I think, inspiration, having been in those different sectors, to jump out there myself.
Well, so talk about that, because you're using your experience to help your clients. How beneficial is that for you?
I would say it's beneficial twofold, right? Knowing the experiences and the challenges and the excitement, right, and the drive that my clients have is something that's personal, near and dear. As I think through when I was in, the public sector, working with small businesses who are trying to get certified, who were trying to go after contracts, they were trying to find resources. And here I am, as a public servant scurrying around trying to make those connections for them. I often saw that a lot of the challenges that they were facing was just that they didn't understand kind of the political landscape in and of itself. Even as I think about some of the corporate partners I work with, sometimes there's a disconnect between our intentions and knowing how to move forward with operationalizing those and connecting to the communities and constituents that we want to serve. So I'm always leaning from that lens. I'm always leading from that lens. And hopefully that's been of value to the clients that I've worked with over the last several years.
You might be able to help us with a great debate. What is harder, public, private, or nonprofit? But I'm not going to make you answer that question, because they all have their own challenges. But you talk a lot about thoughtful engagement and genuine connections. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. What I mean by that is that, I say, I won't name any names, but I had a big financial institution that I worked with once. And I said that they are in the business of running finances, providing loans, and bringing on customers for their bank. But they had some really great initiatives that they wanted to launch to support minorities of color who were in business. But that wasn't their expertise, right? That wasn't their sweet spot. And so as they were designing and thinking through this new initiative that they wanted to go to market with, they didn't have at the table someone who could bring that lens to make that connection, to bring that voice and the perspective of the constituents that they wanted to serve. So they're amazing at what they do, but we see now more businesses and more entities wanting to go towards social responsibility and having an impact in a way that's beyond their business operations. And I feel that's where Able Vision comes in. We bring that lens, we make that connection, we ask the questions, we pose solutions that experts in other spaces may not have been considering.
Yeah, it's an excellent point. We are seeing that, and I know that that's really important to the millennial generation to have that social cause with their work. But when you talk about purpose, how does that relate to profitability? And I think there is a coordination there, so help us make that connection, because the companies that have found their purpose tend to be more profitable.
Absolutely. And I think for a while, we thought that it was either or. Right. We would think that purpose-driven work was only that of the responsibility of a nonprofit organization or a government entity. We're seeing now where more for-profit entities are thinking of purpose beyond just kind of their business mission, their business purpose, but that purpose that they bring and that connection to the community. So when I say that we can come up with solutions, we can come up with initiatives, we can come up with opportunities that are both purposeful and profitable, it's that purpose in the bigger scheme of things that we want to see on behalf of social good and closing social injustices across our country. You can make money. And it's okay to make money off of that, right? You can take that profit and reinvest it back into our community in ways unlike ever before. And so that's what gets me excited. That's what fires us up. And that's the value that we bring.
Your website, for those who are watching us on Biz TV, we'll put it on the screen. It's ayrisscales.com. If you're listening, it's Ayris, A-Y-R-I-S, tscales.com, where you can go and learn a little bit more. Where would you like to take Able Vision? Because you've gotten it to this point. Where would you like to see it in 5 years?
Oh, I want to see us on a global platform. In this next year or so, we're adding more offerings around wellness and, self-care, and just really working to be more inspirational and leading by example so that others understand that they have a purpose, they can be profitable, and they can follow their passion.
Man, I tell you, we interview a lot of businesses on this show, and Ryan and I talk about it off air all the time. We can always tell the businesses that have found their passion, they're just the energy level they bring when they talk about their work. Got a couple of minutes left, so here's an interesting question for you. What do you think is more important, to be liked or to be valued?
Oh, I am going to go with being valued. I used to think it was being liked. And one of my business mentors many years ago said, Ayris, I don't care who you like. I don't care who likes you. Who do you value? You're going to like a lot of people. And for us as business owners, likability is important, but you have to consistently bring value to your clients. You have to bring value to your customers, and you have to bring value to your market so that you can continue to bring more business.
I like that. When you talk about a purpose, Ayris, isn't it to the point where businesses need to be more proactive? I mean, I see businesses that are they want to kind of be quiet on issues, on social justice. That seems to do them more harm. I mean, I think people really want to know what a company stands for today, right?
Oh man, I just had this conversation this morning. And I think one of the biggest concerns with regards to that is, and I get it, companies don't want to say the wrong thing, right? They don't want to do and I'm using air quotes when I say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, because what we don't know, we don't know. And so the last thing we want to do is further offend someone, further create divide. And in this world of social media, in this hyper-political state, it can be intimidating, right? And so I think that that's where the value is in identifying the right stakeholders to have at the table, be it on your team, be it an external consultant, be it a board member who can help navigate that. Like, we have to not be afraid to do what's right. It's always the right time to do what's necessary.
Good stuff, Ayris. Thank you for that. Your website, again, ayrisscales.com. Again, that's Ayris with a Y. If you're listening to the podcast, ayrisscales.com. We're back after this with more Create, Build, and Manage Daily.